Good morning, everyone. Appreciate your time today. Another part in our Transforming Tomorrow Today series. Today's topic is going to be leveraging AI to eliminate manual data entry. So, we talk about it all the time. Everybody wants to, reduce or eliminate manual data entry, but it's still being done in almost every organization, regardless of vertical today. So, the goal is today is we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the conversation as to why this is still happening, some of the common objections or hurdles that we commonly see, and some of the things that need to be addressed. We're going to take it there from there to a brief demonstration, show you how AI can extract good, clean data quickly for you and your teams. And then we'll close out with a couple ROI items to address what are the benefits that you can actually gain with this kind of stuff. So hopping right in here, why is manual data entry still an issue today? Again, it's not anything new, but again, every organization is facing it in some sort of way. And the biggest thing that we see is change can be hard. It's something we don't shy away from, no matter how positive of a change can impact your team. It's still hard. There's so many things that go into a successful rollout of things like this. So some of the common things that we see is team resistance. There's a lot of fear around people maybe losing their jobs, and it's not necessarily about replacing people ever. It's about enriching their job and what can be utilized with the extra time that they can gain. A lot of times there's too many incoming sources of documents throughout the organization. You have shared mailboxes, your personal mailboxes, of course, still things coming in via mail, scanning them in, all different kinds of ways. Legacy systems, of course, are always a challenge as well. How can we take those legacy systems and close that gap, and be able to modernize without having to do a complete overhaul of your system today? We see a lot of times there's just no standardization of processes. People don't have any direction as to, everybody's doing things their own way. Perceived cost is a big thing. It sounds expensive. AI sounds expensive. Automation sounds expensive. Some of those things that just, today can be true, but do not necessarily need to be true with those kind of fears. And one of the biggest ones, and one that we love working through with our clients, is you don't know how or where to start. It's a big undertaking to just take this on, and you don't have the team in place. And that's where Image One can come in and be that partner and resource for you to help guide through these kind of initiatives and projects that you have out there today. So I'm going to hop into a product demonstration and show you exactly how this can be accomplished and how easily it can be accomplished. So what you're going to see in this demonstration is, first of all, documents being ingested into the system. We'll talk about a couple of different ways that this can happen. The AI processing of the data automatically, where humans are getting their fingers off of keyboards and getting more valuable time to focus on more mission critical things, getting instant feedback on that data. So I'll show you a quick traffic light system, red, yellow, green, that shows you exactly what is good and clean data coming in. And then close it out with some of the storage and routing that can happen automatically as well. So I'm going to hop over into demo system today, and the screen you're looking at is Docuware's user interface. Browser environments, when you're in the world you have internet access to, you have access to take action on documents within the system. So I'm right here queued up in a document tray, and a document tray is a landing place for documents in the system. And there's all kinds of ways that we can get documents into the system. If you're still getting mail, we can have buttons on your actual multifunction devices that automatically route to Docuware. If you have a shared email, like an AP at email, we can actually watch those email addresses and automatically ingest them into Docuware where no human needs to touch them at all. Different scanning options. The scenario I'm going to show you right here is you have some documents sitting out there in a network drive, and you just need to drag and drop them in. So when they land in the system here, this is where the technology, the AI, can really take off. And what it does is it starts reading this document saying, have I seen this document before? And now me as a system, I'm going to tell you my confidence level of the data that I actually got off of this document using that traffic light system that I shared before. So you can see I have one in here that's green, one in here that's yellow. And if there was one that, the system hasn't seen before, it would show up red. but it gives you instant feedback as to, okay, where does the time and energy need to be focused on this? So if I double click on the right-hand side here, it pulls it up in the right-hand viewer pane. And I'm going to go ahead and store this in accounts payable. And now you can see all the data that got pulled off of this document automatically without any end user intervention. So you can see on the left-hand side, here's all the fields that I pulled off. And there's one field here that's yellow and it's saying, hey, just take a quick glance at this and verify, validate that this is the right field. So if I click in that index field, it actually highlights where it's questioning that right here. And you can see it's 199.41. Great, I can validate that and go ahead and move on with the process. I'm going to show one other cool thing too that is, I think, just frequently overlooked, but is so powerful, is what happens when there's fields that just aren't filled in, or it's the first time it sees a document. So I'm just going to go into this index field right here, and I'm just going to go over to the document and point and click, point and click, point and click, point and click. It automatically brings those fields over. So again, you still don't have to key things in, but that was me teaching the backend system, the AI, the next time that it sees this document, where it needs to go and pull this information from. So if this document comes in again, it's going to have learned that and less time spent on it. So I can go ahead and hit store on this document now. My mouse here, hit store, and now here's where all the cool things can happen of what needs to happen next in the system. So maybe that invoice, maybe that document always goes to a certain person. Maybe that document needs to be routed for approval because it's over a certain dollar amount. All different kinds of rules that we can put in place. But the great thing is you can there's so much flexibility into this. Creating standardized processes are hard because there's so many processes that require that kind of flexibility. And that's what this tool can do, is create processes, create standardization, but I'll still have that flexibility for where documents may need to flow for those one-offs, for those exceptions that need to be handled. Show you one more time here. I'm just in another invoice here, and I'm going to store it in the accounts payable. And you can see this one showed up all green. Maybe in this case, this is one that I just want an extra set of eyes on. And this is where we can also just do a manual approval as well. So I'd want to just route this to somebody else in the system and route it off to them. As soon as I hit store, it is instantly being stored and instantly being routed at the same time. So it's kind of a backwards process to where most people are going through the entire process of the document and then it gets stored. The storage actually happens automatically on the front end, and then all the work happens on the back end. So that audit trail of what happens with the document can happen automatically as well. As soon as I store it, you can see I have no more documents in my actual file cabinet here anymore, and can move on with whatever other approvals or things that need to be done. But the AI engine that runs this is so powerful because that time is so valuable today. And that's something that we see time and time again, is people processing invoices, frequently processing documents, and the cost of those documents is just expensive. So getting back into some of the benefits of what can this do? How can we eliminate this manual data entry? And what does that mean for the team? What does that mean for the company? What does that mean for the individual? So some of the most common benefits that we see happening is cutting cycle times by up to 70%. Documents coming in, multiple forms can now be auto imported into the system. A lot of times we see documents taking 5, 10, sometimes 15 minutes to process. So think of that times 10 documents, times 50 documents, times 100 documents. It adds up, and that time, again, is more and more valuable. Far fewer errors and reworks is something that's incredibly important. That's where that traffic light system comes in and says, hey, here's where you actually need to spend your time looking at me. But if I'm showing up good and clean and it shows up green, great, move on with it. And we don't need somebody to look at those ones. We want humans to deal with human-based decisions versus looking at things that we know is good and clean data. Another big one is lowering operational costs. The translating into labor efficiency, doing more with the same team and allowing that team to focus on more knowledge-based work, more mission-critical initiatives, more growth-based initiatives, whatever those things are. I talk about it a lot, that there's, basically 3 different ways that you can get more things done. It's either 1, work longer hours, 2, hire another person to help with the incoming work. Both of those are relatively expensive. The third one is finding and leveraging the right piece of technology to get you from where you are to where you'd like to be. So the faster we can process those documents is typically going to translate into better cash flow as well. And then the last one here, and this is one that I never sugarcoat, is happier and more productive employees. It's so hard to put a dollar amount on that, but you know the value of what that is. Happy employees equal productive employees equal getting things done quicker equals not losing key employees on teams. So having systems like this that can empower those teams to do that more knowledge-based work just again becomes incredibly, incredibly valuable as time goes on. Tons and tons of different things that can be gained, but just some high level ones there. And we can always dig deeper into it if you have additional questions. So that's all I have for you today. One thing I want to point out is if you have questions, if you want to see more how these documents can flow through once we get that data into a good, clean, usable format, please reach out. That's what our team is here for. We're happy to help in whatever step along the way that you are in. Sometimes we've dealt with people that have already gone down this path and maybe it's failed, or people that have never taken on any initiative like this whatsoever. And we want to be that guiding hand throughout this. We have a team of engineers that's dedicated to working one-on-one with you through these projects, and it just becomes incredibly valuable as time goes on. So again, if you have any questions, want to see more, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, shoot me a call, email, whatever works best for you. But look forward to additional conversations as time goes on. Appreciate you joining today, and look forward to seeing you again on the next webinar. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.